Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here today on NASCAR Heat 5, another full race live stream here for you guys today. And it is for the Cup Series, of course, the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 250 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 250 miles, 163 laps around this mile-and-a-half racetrack. Here in this one, before we get started, we are going to take a look at the point standings coming into play today. So Jimmie Johnson has a shot to clinch the regular season title here after the conclusion of this race. He has a 79-point lead in the point standings. He needs to be 80 points ahead of Harvick. So literally, as long as Jimmie Johnson beats Kevin Harvick today by just one spot, Jimmie Johnson will clinch the regular season title with the most wins on a tiebreaker at the end of the season. So that's all Johnson has to do here today to get those extra 15 playoff points and maybe go for a win as well. Even though 5 drivers mathematically still have a shot to win it. It's basically between Johnson and Harvick right now. We take a look at the standings throughout the course here. Of course, Johnson has won a race this year. Harvick has a win. Ryan Blaney has a win. They are all in the top 4. Truex and Logano 9th and 10th, both with a win so far this season as well. And then you got to go down to Stenhouse, who is 17th on the outside of the cut line, but he does have a win this season also. Ty Dillon has 2 wins this year. He's sitting 28th in points. He has to stay at least in the top 30. He currently has a 43-point buffer over David Reagan is who he has to beat. And Timmy Hill, who won the last race at Homestead last night, a miracle win after we came off of a DNF with Jimmie Johnson. Got in an accident with just over 80 laps to go in that race. Timmy Hill ended up getting an upset victory. He needs to get into the top 30 for that win to count, and it's not looking good. It's not impossible for him to make it up, but he is over 1 race back from 30th in points on Justin Haley. So that is the point standings the way we look at it now. 8 drivers locked in. We could have 9 if Timmy Hill can get in. And the last driver on points who is currently in is Alex Bowman, as he is ahead of Matt Kenseth by 10 points. But Kenseth better hope Timmy Hill does not get involved here in this one today. So I'm going to try to use my phone the best I can for the chat today. I cannot use a laptop because I did not give myself a chance to get a laptop, but I will be out there tomorrow, so no matter what, I will have the chat without any problems for tomorrow's race. Short bit, and then it starts to glitch out, so I'll try to look at it as much as I can. Tyler Burback called 88, Evan Board 23. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, let's not DNF today. That is very true. So here in this one, let's get going. Got the steering wheel in hand for this race today also. No practice, but we will qualify before the race. Session qualifying. Yeah, I do not have a PC. No, I plan on getting a laptop today, but it looks like I'll have to get it tomorrow. It looks like CW2288, welcome to the stream. My goodness, my phone's like reversed. It's crazy what's going on with it. We'll hope for the best. But if I can't call everybody out, sorry for that. All right, so qualifying here in this one. Johnson will have a looser setup, at least for round 1. We'll see where he will go. A rough DNF in the race last night, which looked like at Homestead he had the fastest car in the field. Could not pull it off. And poor Clint Boyer, who ended up finishing in 4th place, looked like he might have had a shot to get the win and clinch a playoff spot, and it was not the case. Oh boy, Johnson loose on the apron trying to get up to speed here. Barely able to hold on to it. Atlanta Motor Speedway. 1.5-mile track. This is the final 1.5 of the regular season. And it's a pretty short race. Sense of urgency will be on. 2 races to go in the regular season after today at Michigan and Watkins Glen. Johnson is barely turning that steering wheel through turns 1 and 2. Stick in the bottom of the track, coming up, middle on the exit. Denny Hamlin might get in the way here. Johnson has to roll through the middle lane. Through turns 3 and 4, Hamlin got in his way. Off of turn 4, Johnson trying to stay right in the draft of Hamlin. 29.730 for Jimmy Johnson in round 1. Good enough for 22nd. Barely good enough to make it into round number 2, but he does nonetheless. Joey Logano top of the charts in round 2. That car might have been just a little bit too loose, so we're going to tighten it up back to where we're going to have it for the race. And get on with round number 2. Johnson didn't get loose getting up to speed that time. Should carry a little bit more speed by the time our first lap starts. Jimmy will run 2 laps here in round 2. And hopefully the car doesn't get in his way either. Running a little higher through that first lap. I should say the warm-up lap. Big hops around this racetrack, that is for sure. Lap 1 for Johnson, 29.629. That is faster than the lap he ran in round 1. Jimmy trying to stick the inside just a little bit better. Car got a little snappy loose through 1 and 2, but he drives it off all right. Kurt Busch top of the charts for the moment. Johnson needs to hit his marks here. Through turns 3 and 4, maybe entered a little bit too late. Able to go full throttle around this racetrack pretty easily in the Cup Series. 29.616, so a little bit faster there on lap 2. 19th fastest is where Johnson will qualify. So Jimmy qualifies 19th for today's race. Kenseth will win round 2 here in this one. All right. Yeah, I'll try to have the chat on as much as possible for sure. Again, if I miss anything in the chat today, again, it's because I'm using my phone and my phone's broken. So, you guys in the chat, of course, throughout the course of the race today, could help me out, that would be great. And everything will be back to normal for sure tomorrow when we go to Michigan. Next full race live stream is at Michigan in the Cup Series, by the way, tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, just like today. So we started a little bit later today, but got off the golf course a little late, and that's why I couldn't get the laptop. But nevertheless, we're here. Eric Almirola looks like he's got a really fast car. Ross Chastain will be starting at the rear of the field. Failed pre-race inspection, and Chris Buescher's been struggling all weekend. Almirola inside the cut line right now. No wins, but maybe he can get a win here today. You never know. Here we go. Green flag is about to wave, and we are underway at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 162 laps, 250 miles. Turn 1, lap 1. Johnson quickly to the inside of Suarez. We have another new winner. We have had a season of a few upsets so far this year. And with just a few races before the playoffs, this could be intense. Almirola's in, well, I should say going for the lead right now. He's still side by side up at the front of the field with Ryan Blaney. Blaney, who has won a race this year. He's actually 4th in the regular season standings. Remember, each one of the top 10 at the end of the regular season get playoff points themselves also. Ryan Newman closing right center of the corner. Johnson now to the inside of Eric Jones. Is the bumpiest racetrack on the NASCAR circuit. All 3 of the top preliminary series. Jimmy trying to work through all of them. Look at this. Big side draft on Harvick. Remember, he's got to beat Harvick today. Oh, contact between the 4 and the 48. Harvick got loose. Johnson ended up into the wall into turn 3. And the 2 championship front runners get together already on lap 3. Aggressive side drafting gone wrong into turn 3 that time for the 4 and the 48. That was unbelievable. They both hang on to it. Harvick never lost a spot. Jimmy lost about 3 spots. Eric Jones, Ryan Newman all over the back of that 4 car. Johnson trying to get right back under Cole Custer. As Eric Almirola continues to lead the field early on here today at Atlanta. But Johnson, if he beats Harvick today, will clinch the regular season title with 2 races still to go after this one, Michigan and Watkins Glen. And Harvick, this is arguably one of his better racetracks, where he got the site of his first career win back in 2001. But he's running mid-pack early on. Can make it a little easier for Johnson. Jimmy should have the fastest long-run car. These bumpier racetracks play into Jimmy's wheelhouse. Vegas and Fontana he's already won at this year. This is the only time we go to Atlanta this season. Johnson to the inside, 3 wide, off of 4, down the front stretch. He's going to clear Harvick easily as well as Newman, and he's going to work his way around Eric Jones in the center of 1 and 2. Up the track now to try and get around teammate Alex Bowman. Off of turn 2, he's going to get there. LC Brawls, Gaming Hot Plays, welcome to the stream. I would have expected it to be 10 laps at the most before Johnson's car settles in here today, but he's not quite cracked the top 10. And Jimmy's in the wall off of turn 2. Maybe pushing the car a little too hard early on. Black Ace, welcome to the stream also. Now he's going to get around Boyer. William Byron, Matt Kenseth right around him. Oh man, Kenseth about blocked Johnson off. 3 wide to the top goes Jimmy through the D-shaped quad oval on the front stretch. Clears them both into turn 1 once again. Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott trying to run the top. Top can be the preferred line, but we're going to hold the bottom more often than not around this racetrack. At least in the early going of the race. We'll probably move up as the race carries on. Jimmy's just able to hold it full throttle seemingly everywhere he goes. To the outside of Keselowski. Can easily get the run off of turn 2. Brad can't quite side draft him on that left rear corner panel. Corey, welcome to the stream. Oh boy, almost in the wall off of 4. Yep, playing with the wheel today. We have been a lot lately in the Cup Series. Johnson back to the outside of Denny Hamlin. Clear down the backstretch, now to the inside of Logano. Kyle Busch in the near future. Johnson just sawing through the field. Beautiful textbook slide job on Logano that time. Joey trying to get back around the 48. Not going to do it. Kyle Busch leaves a little bit of a gap to the inside. Johnson for 4th. He's got it. Easily done. Almirola pulling away from Blaney. Truex in third. Johnson on the outside through 3 and 4. Car seems to be a little looser on the top. Seems to handle a little bit better on the bottom, at least right now. I'm quite surprised Johnson has not been able to get to the lead. He did qualify back in 19, so that probably hurt him a little bit, but still. Like it's loose on entrance through the center of the corner, and then on exit it just really gets tight. Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream. Well, nonetheless, Johnson is looking pretty fast early. No clue how many pit stops are going to have to make in this race today, and Jimmy just bangs it off the wall again off of turn 2. Remember, no practice coming into the race today, just the 3 laps of qualifying, and that was it. This is, again, the first time we have raced at Atlanta. Now, our Heat 5 in general, we have not raced here in the Cup, Xfinity, or Truck Series. Not to get a clear. Truex will step out going into the corner. It's so easy to lose control here with all these bumps around this racetrack. Down to the inside of Blaney and up to second place. Just 1 second behind the race leader, Eric Almirola. And the 10 car of Almirola is about to get to the lap traffic here shortly. He's going to catch Bobby Carter right on the exit of turn 4, and that is going to cost Almirola a ton of time, and here comes Johnson for the lead early on. Lap 20 this time by Johnson to the top side, splitting the lap car there of Chad Pincham. Almirola went to the bottom. Johnson should get the run on the exit of turn 2, and he does. Now to the inside of the 10 of Almirola for the lead. Gase goes high, lets the leaders race. And Johnson will clear Almirola off of 4. He kind of had to check up behind Gase. He didn't think he was going to move up out of the way in time, which he did. And Jimmy Johnson leads his first lap on lap 19 here today at Atlanta. Already almost halfway through the tire run. Again, we will have to pit and service tires before we get to the end of the actual fuel window. So we're not sure exactly how far we can push it per run. We'll just have to wait and see. First time today, we're going to alternate through the different camera angles again. We get to see just how choppy and how bumpy this racetrack is. The onboard cam inside this number 48 Camaro for Jimmy Johnson. Trying to clinch the regular season championship here today. All he has to do is beat Kevin Harvick. A win to go along with that to add on another 5 playoff points to get Johnson's 16th win of the year would definitely be up there as well, and Jimmy will go for it. Didn't think Chastain was going to leave the bottom open there for a second and had to back out of the gas early. Want to say full throttle as long as you can around this track. Very difficult with how bumpy it is, but it is manageable on this game. Johnson barely rubs up against the wall in 3 and 4, but you can see how much time he lost, plus how loose he got trying to get the car off the wall. And that was a very light tap. It was not heavy contact whatsoever. Emmett Stewart, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Johnson's already looking like he's got the fastest car early on, but again, still a long ways to go. Don't count it out yet, and there's the first caution of the race. So just like that, that'll bunch the field back up again. It looks like it takes Jimmy about 15 laps to get going, so we'll have to see how this will work. Again, first caution of the day with 139 to go. And you're going to see pit stops on pretty much every caution you're going to see in the race here today. I doubt it if a lot of the field ends up staying out. If we run at least 5 laps of green flag racing, I mean, you have to pit. Tires really fall off tremendously at this track. We'll see who's going to win the race off of pit road this time. And it's going to be Jimmy Johnson. Ryan Blaney actually beat Almirola for second off of pit road, so Blaney will restart on the outside of the front row with Almirola starting behind Johnson. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. 550 horsepower racetrack. We know these restarts get crazy on these mile and a halves. Johnson takes off into turn 1. He's got the clean air. Though this is a multiple groove track, clean air still matters, but maybe not as much as it would on some of the other flatter, longer tracks. We'll see. Blaney all over the back of Johnson, though, off of turn 4 as we get back up to speed at Atlanta. Almirola trying to make a run to the outside of Jimmy Johnson. Blaney still all over the back of the 48 into turn 1. Really drove it in deep. Johnson's car slides up the track just a little bit on corner exit. Blaney to the inside. Ryan Blaney for the lead, and he's got it off of turn 2 into turn 3. Blaney slips up the racetrack. Here comes Johnson right back down to the bottom. But he gets loose, center of the corner, washes up in front of the 18. The 10 is right around him. Almirola will get on by now for second. Johnson got very loose in the center of the corner and about lost control. And now Almirola is going for the lead on Blaney. Blaney keeps clicking the top side. He's going to carry some more speed down the straightaways, but in the corners, Almirola is going to catch him. And now the 10 car moves up towards that middle lane. Johnson still holds on to third. And now it's Logano and Hamlin side by side for fourth. Busch has lost a couple spots. Here comes the 10 of Hamlin. Johnson just blocked him off. He just ran his fastest lap of the race too. And Almirola trying to get to the left rear corner panel of Blaney's car. Maybe trying to side draft him and get himself the lead. Johnson trying to hold on for third place. Logano in fourth all by himself now for the moment. And here comes Truex, who has been in the top 3 early. Meanwhile, side by side for the lead. The 10 of Almirola on the inside, the 12 of Blaney on the outside. The 10 could not clear him there. And oh, Truex gets to the inside. He makes contact with Johnson. Johnson slides up the track, barely kept it off the wall, and out of nowhere, Keselowski goes from about 6 to 31 corner. Keselowski won at Atlanta Motor Speedway back in 2019. Trying to get a win here today. Right behind his Penske teammate of Ryan Blaney. About a second and a half back, but Johnson drives it in deep now into turn 1. Back to his inside. Can't clear him yet. And now clears him down the backstretch. Into 3. Jimmy Johnson has the advantage. Blaney trying to cross over the 10 of Almirola and maybe go for the lead right back. Kyle Busch up to 5th. He's looking for 4th on Keselowski. He went to the outside in 3 and 4. Maybe to set him up and go to the inside into 1 and 2. That's exactly what he's going to do. But Keselowski has to fake and go high. Braden Thompson, welcome to the stream. Still about a second and a half off the lead, but might be a little quicker to get back to the lead this time, knowing that we restarted in the lead rather than way back in the middle of the field. But Truex got underneath Johnson there for a quick second. made a little bit of contact. Johnson did a great job keeping it off the wall. And in that thick and heavy of traffic, things could have definitely went in a disastrous way. Almirola blocking off the lanes, trying to stay in front of Blaney. Not give Blaney the clean air. Blaney goes to the outside through 1 and 2. He's going to carry a lot of speed. Good setup move. Thought he was going to go to the bottom in 3 and 4. He had the opportunity. He faked the low, went high, but Almirola blocks him up there, and here comes Johnson. Closing in on both of them as they battle for the lead. Blaney looks low for a moment. The 10 of Almirola goes down to block. Johnson up the middle between Blaney and Almirola. He's got to clear Blaney for second. And he goes for the lead on the 10 of Almirola, who tried to pull the block for a moment. Johnson back to the inside. Johnson has reeled him in. He clears Almirola in the center of 3 and 4. Johnson to the lead for the second time in the early going of the race. Lap 37. This time by. It's amazing how far back 4th place Kyle Busch is. He's about 3 to 3.5 seconds off the lead. Top 2 of Almirola and Blaney pulled away at first. Blaney now goes for 2nd place in the center of turns 1 and 2. Johnson drifts up the track. He's in the wall off of turn 2. Johnson is in the wall. A little bit of damage now to the right side of the race car. Significantly, well, not too significant, but enough to derail that lap. Just a slight mistake. Again, the car gets tight center off. It's pretty loose and turns well on entrance. But if it turns too easily, it's really hard to keep the car off the wall. Again, the bumps just really force this car all the way around this racetrack, making it a little snug. This is definitely a race Johnson can, and you would have to think should be able to win, as long as it doesn't end on a short run or things go in disaster on a restart like we almost saw on that first restart of the race. No sign of Kevin Harvick right now either, inside the top 5 at least. So it takes a little bit of pressure off Johnson as far as trying to clinch the regular season title. Maybe had a shot last night if it wasn't for him crashing out and DNFing off of turn 2 with just over 80 laps to go at Homestead. And again, just one caution early in this race. Came right at lap 23. So as far as the fuel runs go, you can make it on 2 more stops, but again, because of the tire wear, it's probably going to be a lot closer to a 3 pit stop race to the finish. No green flag pit stops so far. The only pit stop everybody has taken was under that first caution. And again, the more cautions we get, the more of a chance other drivers will have of winning this race. But boy, this 48 car is bad fast today. Wow, got really tight center of the corner again. As he got in line behind the lap car of Timmy Hill, it just really pushed that car up to the outside. Good reaction time to get off the gas and keep it off the wall again. It's worth losing a little bit of momentum when Johnson has this fast of a car and is pulling away. It's a lot harder for other drivers to do the same when they don't have quite as fast of a race car, at least on the long run. Johnson preserving the tires pretty well for the most part, though. B. Dylan, welcome to the stream. What type of wheel do I have? I just looked this up actually a couple days ago because I didn't know for the longest time. I forgot because I've had it for almost 4 years. It's an RWA. It's strictly for the PS4. I'm trying to read it. Racing Wheel Apex. Jackson Pittner, welcome to the stream. Oh boy. Right on that right rear of Quinn Houff for the 0-0. What difficulty am I on? I'm on 105 difficulty for expert. No custom setups. But the reason why you're seeing me pull away, again, the bumpier tracks play into my wheelhouse because I can take care of my tires pretty well. My car seems to be faster on the longer run. And versus like the rest of the AI, once we get to about 15 laps in the run on tracks like this, we're by far the fastest car. Let's go up the middle between Christopher Bell and Matt DiBenedetto there. As if we weren't there, as they about came together off of turn 4 behind us. Still early enough in the race. Busher will go a lap down now. 24, so just 23 drivers on the lead lap. I don't know what it is, but it seems like whenever we use the steering wheel versus the controller, the car seems to be a little faster for whatever reason. I don't know if it has to do with the throttle sensitivity that I'm able to, I guess like when I have to run, you know, half or 3/4 throttle a lot easier than what I could with the steering wheel or with the controller. Because with the controller, you basically have to get all the way out of the gas when you let out. But when you're using the steering wheel and you have the actual foot pedals, like right there, I just kind of lifted a hair, but I didn't get all the way out of the gas. Just kind of set the car, keep it rotating, and keep it from pushing, coming off of the corners that it feels like the car is going to get tight. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. King, welcome as well. Get around Cole Custer easily on the outside of the racetrack there. And there's Kevin Harvick. He has not had a great day, considering the fact he's been on a pretty good hot streak over the course of the season. Harvick also, this is one of his best racetracks statistically, especially in the last decade or so. But Kevin Harvick, although he's battling for 18th, he is going to go a lap down off of turn 2. Johnson clears him, just staying to the inside of Ty Dillon. It was a little close for call, but maybe even using a little side draft to get by Ty Dillon. So Harvick has to battle Dillon now for the free pass spot to get back in the lead lap if we get a caution. But if we stay green even a couple laps longer, Johnson's going to be able to put a couple more guys a lap down here. He's got about a 12-second lead just past halfway through the fuel run. And you can see how loose the car is corner entry as well. Just by looking at the tire wear, the right rear is wearing out slightly more than the right front. And Johnson just banged it off the wall again. Did into the side of Hendrick teammate Alex Bowman in the 88. Was in 17th. That was not what Johnson wanted there. Gotta take care of those right side tires as much as you can around this racetrack. Yeah, I know. I can't believe I DNF'd at Homestead too. We got loose, like really badly loose 3 laps in a row. But that 3rd lap off of turn 2, I just couldn't save it that time. That was insane. And we weren't even, I mean, we were getting towards the end of a tire run, but we weren't. I mean, we probably could have made it about another 10 laps. I don't know. It was just really, really strange. It got that loose on us. Seems like turn 2 at Homestead, turn 4 at Texas on the 1.5-mile tracks seem to be deadly for whatever reason. Very hard to tighten your car up, to have the grip and still have the speed on exit of those 2 corners. And they're 2 completely different tracks despite the fact that they're both 1.5 miles too. Yeah, we definitely need to get to the end of this race just for our own momentum's sake. Chase Elliott having a solid run. He's just outside the cut line coming into this race today. He's beating Matt Kenseth, and he's also beating Alex Bowman, who was the first driver, or should say last driver, in on points. So those are the 2 guys Elliott has to beat. He's beating them both at his home track here today. Just 2 races to go in the regular season. Again, after this one, Michigan. Tomorrow afternoon, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time will be the start time for that one. 200 laps, 400 miles. Then a 90-lapper at Watkins Glen on Saturday afternoon before the real-life Michigan race. Kind of like our pre-race to that one, so that should be fun as well. Power Rankings video will be out tomorrow. And also, the pre-race prediction video will likely be out Saturday morning for the first Michigan race. Again, doubleheader this weekend, Saturday, Sunday for Michigan, and real life for the Cup Series. And we should be able to start the playoffs on Sunday for the Cup Series here, round of 16. Our first playoff race is at Richmond. Again, the round of 16 goes Richmond, Chicagoland, Charlotte, Roval. To the outside through 1 and 2, Kurt Busch will go a lap down. Just 9 drivers on the lead lap now off of turn 2 this time. How did I come up with the custom schedule? I wanted variation. That's why you have, or that's why you guys have seen 4 races on this custom Cup Series season are all, or I should say are shorter races. It's the 4th of 4, 50%ers. And I tried to make the playoff schedule way more difficult than the regular season. With the playoff schedule, I have literally all the harder tracks that would have been from Heat 4. Obviously, this is before I even started playing Heat 5, so I was trying to go based off of that knowledge. So all my more difficult tracks are in the playoffs there. So we have to run, and obviously it's easy to DNF. So we've only done 3 times this season, so we've done a pretty good job keeping the car clean for the most part. Outside of last night, those other 2 races we DNF'd at. I'm not counting New Hampshire because the game glitched on us there, but I would have added a little bit more variety in the schedule. If I get a chance to do another custom schedule season, I will do that. I couldn't use any of the Xfinity or Truck Series tracks because it was before that patch had come out when I had created the schedules for the season, so that's why you're seeing more tracks twice. I tried to get away from that as much as possible. If we would have ran the other schedule, I would have had 33 different tracks, and we would have only seen 2 tracks on the schedule 3 times. So we would have had a lot more of a variety, but went with this schedule instead here. But it's a good thing we're getting all these wins in the regular season to get these playoff points, and again, if we can clinch the regular season title today, which so far we're on our way to doing, that'd be an additional 15 playoff points, so that'd be huge. Just 4 drivers currently on the lead lap. 100 laps to go at Atlanta this time by for Jimmy Johnson. Longest green flag run of the race so far. Again, we've only had 1 caution. So we have 100 to go. Almirola still camping out in second. He's about a second ahead of Blaney in third. Blaney's about 3 seconds ahead of Logano. And Logano will just now go a lap down off of turn 2. Green flag pit stop should be coming up, if I had to guess, in about 10 laps or less. It is a 2 to 3 stop race from here on out. Cautions definitely differentiate whether we have 2 or 3 stops, and as well, if we did stay green to the end, it is going to be borderline. Some drivers might be able to make it on 2, some might make it on 3. We just have to wait and see. Not sure exactly how the AI His tires are wearing out compared to ours. I feel like we're saving our tires about as well as we can at this racetrack. Start of the run, they wear out a little bit more than the end of the run. Seem to take care of them a little bit better. Kevin Harvick going to try to short pit. He's on pit road. Didn't look like he was up in smoke. I think he's just trying a strategy game to get back into this, keeping his regular season title hopes alive at the end of the race, perhaps. He's already one lap down at the time of him pitting, and now we're catching up to Blaney here. Jackson Thomas, welcome to the stream. And Almirola hitting pit road right before he goes a lap down. Smart decision. As long as we don't get a caution, at least it'll be a smart decision. So he's going to try to short pit, gain some track position there before Johnson hits pit road. Raji, welcome to the stream. Right rear tire down to 20% tire wear in the right front. We'll meet it very shortly here as being very extremely worn out. Johnson just trying to put clean laps together as long as he can. Again, I'm actually surprised how far we're making it into this run. We have seen some of the leaders pit already. Not all of them, though, by any means. Just 95 laps left. The other mile-and-a-half track this season was at Texas, where we had